With the changing color of the leaves and the crispness now in the air, the darkness reclaims the time once previously denied it by its longer, lighter days of spring and summer. You may find yourself with a chill running down your spine, and the hairs on the back of your neck standing on end with the mood exuded by the new fall. As All Hallows Eve creeps ever closer, stories that delve into the mysterious and unexplained surface. I, as an author, tend to find myself diving into these stories as I embark on writing new tales of romance, thrillers, and mysteries that embody this theme. For example, in my book, Once Upon a Fall, a romance that is very cleverly wrapped up as a thriller, I took a deep dive into Vermont and its haunted, chilling history. Countless tales of unexplained occurrences and mysterious sightings, all circled around a certain area in Vermont, which eventually was nicknamed the Bennington Triangle, which provided for the perfect setting for my book based on two best friends going on a road trip and embarking on a paranormal investigation, only to discover that the paranormal was already with them. Given its history, it's no wonder that Vermont is known as one of America's most haunted states. You know, another place full of unexplained occurrences and local legends is the Philippines. Local legends tell of entities ranging from aswangs, creatures that walk in human form by the day, transforming into mythological and animal-like creatures by night, who seek human blood and are known to steal corpses, to hooded figures that knock on the door in the middle of the night, letting you know your loved one is about to pass. The extensive lore spans from legends to ghost stories, some of which locals go as far as changing their daily routines just to accommodate. Who better to enlighten us and guide us deeper into these legends and mysterious occurrences than someone who has ties to it personally? Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to today's guest. Hi, and thanks for joining us today. As you know, I always enjoy our chats. From karate and cooking to graphic design and playing multiple instruments, you truly are a jack of all trades. Today, the topic at hand is lore, legends, and unexplained occurrences from the Philippines. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you come to learn of some of these legends and experience them firsthand, correct?
Yes, I have experienced them firsthand. I actually heard about a lot of the stories just growing up as a child and then never really knew how deep they run into our culture until I actually visited the Philippines one day. And
How old
that
were
was
you?
28
Okay,
at
so
the
you were an
time.
adult
Oh,
at this
yes.
point. Okay.
And at first, I never even wanted to visit the Philippines at all. And
Really?
at that time, it was just, I think it's time. I think it's time to go there. And I'm really glad I did because I learned so much, not only of the culture, but of all the folklore behind it.
Okay, so we have a lot of listeners that aren't really familiar with the Philippines. You want to just give like a real quick descriptive, so they can get an image in their head of what it's like when you go. Is it what do you see? What is the surroundings like?
Since I've been there now, I like to picture the Philippines as tropical islands. Still, it's a beautiful place. The people there are amazing. They're very friendly, very welcoming all the time. Just sandy beaches.
Oh,
Yeah,
sounds
oceans for
amazing.
for days.
Nice.
It's made up of three big islands though, and each of those islands has different stories.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, it's very interesting to see what happens in each of those islands.
So are you going to be sharing stories from a singular island or from across the board?
It's actually from across the board now that I think about
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
Mhm.
Well, enlighten us. What are some of these legends, lores, or stories? Are you going to start with a personal one, or are you going to start with some that that locals tend to share?
I'm going to start with a personal one because
Cool.
that's what piqued my interest
Okay.
because I had never known there was any lore about the Philippines or in the Philippines.
So you had a personal experience without knowing any of this even existed.
Well, it's a personal story.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, without knowing anything about it.
Okay.
So we had an uncle staying one time. I was in sixth grade, and I guess he thought it appropriate as a bedtime story for us.
Oh my gosh.
So he started in, and he used to live. I think he was on the island, the same island as me, so Luzon. And he said that one day his family and him were going up the mountain. It was late at night. They were going up to the mountain, I think, to a motel or some sort of thing like that to stay for the night. And as they were going up, there was nobody else on the road, no lights. And then they heard just a banging on the side of their car. And they were like, what was that? What was
So,
that?
like, as they're driving along, they're hearing this?
As they're driving along, they're hearing banging on the sides of their car.
Oh,
And then
what?
they were just like, I don't know, just keep going. We don't know what that is. And they just continued on because they were just like, let's just ignore it because we don't know what it is. They were going up, they were going up. All of a sudden, more banging, and it was getting louder and louder and louder.
Oh my
And they
God.
were starting to freak out a little bit now. They're like, what is that? Everybody's looking out the windows. They can't see anything.
Right.
They're just telling the driver, like, go, go, go. Like,
Like,
let's just get up there. Let's get up
at
there.
this point, did they think it was like car problems, or did they think this is
No.
something not
Yeah, they have
normal?
no idea what is going
Okay.
on. They're like, something is out there. Like, they have no
Gosh, oh
idea.
my gosh. Yeah,
So as they
terrifying.
made one of the blind turns around the mountain, all of a sudden this person just appears in the middle of the road. And they were screaming. They were just,
What?
what is happening?
Yeah.
Totally hit the person. Didn't feel anything though. So they were just like, oh my gosh, did we just see what we
Oh
thought
my
we saw?
God, I just got chills.
Yeah. So they just, let's just keep going. Like, we're not even going to check. We're not even, because something weird is really happening. Rounded another corner. As I got around, all of a sudden, and my uncle told me this, and I'm like, you're kidding me. This did not happen. And he said, yes, it did. He said, a severed arm just came flying out of nowhere and hit their windshield. Everybody screamed. Everybody, like, just,
What?
then they said all the banging, all the noises, everything. They heard scratching, like, on their
Oh
doors and
my,
everything. Like,
oh my gosh.
yeah, just everything. So their friends are screaming. Girls are crying. Everybody's just going. The driver is going as fast as he can. And then all of a sudden they get to where they're supposed to get to. Lights are all on around that area and everything stops completely. The arm disappears. They have no idea because they're not even paying attention anymore to anything. Everything stops. But they get out of their car and there's dents and scratches all around their car, but no
Oh.
other markings of anything else.
And this is like multiple witnesses in that car, right?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
So
That's
after
terrifying.
that story, my uncle was then like, good night.
Oh my
As a
gosh.
sixth grader,
I
I'm
would,
like, wow.
yeah, I don't think I would have slept, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's intense. So that kind of sparked your interest then at that point.
Yes. So that's where it all started. And I started asking around. I started asking relatives. Started with my whole family. And then they started telling me stories about everything they've heard of. One of them was the walking tree.
What's that?
And this was in their province, which is the Luzon Island still. And random tree, huge. They say that it would just flop. Like one day it would be in one area. They'd wake up the next day and it's apparently in another area. Somebody said that they saw a pig run into it one time, and the pig turned blue and purple.
What?
And yeah, it's just that's one of the quick stories that I remember. My dad said that one time him and his brother were walking along the side of the road in the same province, and there's always this bamboo that kind of goes over the whole road, and it kind of just arcs over them. And they said one time at night, which is why they never walk at night around that area, um, the bamboo started to close in. And they could see it happening, but they have to get through it. So they're just like, let's just run. Like, we don't even want to know what's in there. And they said they just started running and they could feel stuff being thrown, like sand or dirt, onto their hats because they could hear it and they could feel it. But then they said when they got home later, there was like nothing. Like there was nothing on there. There was nothing on them. There was nothing in their hair. Like
That's
they
crazy.
just couldn't feel
No
anything.
evidence.
Yes, no evidence at all. This is a newer story that I had heard, and it actually came from my grandma. And she said that when she was younger, they lived in this it's called a bahay kubo, but it's like a hut.
Okay.
And the houses that at that time kind of stood on stilts.
Okay.
So there was all this space underneath the houses. She was leaving for school one time, early morning, so it was still dark. And she said when she had left, like she had left her baby brother there with the family, and the baby brother at the time was really sickly. And so, yeah, she said that she left that morning, and as she was walking away, she happened to turn around that day, and she said she could see this dark figure like underneath their house. And yeah, and the dark figure was kind of had his arms outstretched, like he was like waiting for something.
Like Reaper vibes? That's what.
Yes, a Grim Reaper type of thing. Like he was what he was doing. She said she totally remembers it so clear. And she went to school, and then that evening when she came back, she got the news that her baby brother had died.
Oh my God.
So it was pretty much like the Grim Reaper
Wow.
came to the house and she saw it for herself.
Oh my gosh. I like you eat
Yeah, I
chills.
couldn't even
That's,
imagine that.
yeah, that me either. That's like when that's from family,
Hmm.
that's not even like local lore or legend.
Hmm.
That's a real life story.
And a lot of the stories that I'm going to tell, it seems like it's very fantastical or very magical or mythical. But there's also the real life things and real life beings. One of them, they call them the Mangkukulam, and that means witch.
Okay.
Yes, and when they say witch, though, well, like what we envision as a witch,
Mhm.
like the hat
The
and like
head.
the cauldron, and
Yeah, yeah.
that doesn't exist there.
Okay, so how do they see a witch? What would it mean for them?
It would mean just a regular person
Okay.
that has a lot of powers, that
Oh,
knows how to do things, that casts spells on people.
okay.
So it's just, it could be your neighbor, it could be you or me.
So you just there's no way to tell who's the witch.
No, not at
Okay.
all. And I had never heard about those until I was walking with my cousin one time. We were going to the market and we always just walk from the house. And when we were passing this certain house, they go, "Oh, do you see that house over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "That's where the witch lives." And I'm like, "Can you just say that about somebody?"
Right.
Like, and they're
Right.
like, "No, really, she's a witch. Like, nobody talks to her because of it."
Oh my
It's like,
gosh.
really? And they said, "Yes, because she'll touch people and
Uh-huh.
say something, and you get a spell cast on you, apparently." So everybody
Oh
just
my
kind of steers clear of her and any of her family members, which I think is a really sad way to live.
yeah. I mean, unless it's legit and
Yes.
there's this belief for a reason. I mean,
Yes,
belief
something must have happened.
yeah, it stems from something, definitely.
Hmm.
Always does.
Yeah, and they tend to do things that are like black magic or voodoo.
Okay, so not the good stuff.
Not none of the good stuff at all. And I've been told if you do get a spell cast on you, you have to touch them back right away to give it back to them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes. So that's a tip, I guess.
But like, how do you know the spell's being? Is it just because they touch you and they mutter
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Okay,
They start muttering stuff, and then you know right away that something's
that's
in.
super creepy.
Yes. And then if you don't,
Yeah.
then you have to find another type of witch doctor to kind of get the spell cast off of you.
Oh my gosh. So there's like a witch doctor and then the witches.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, and then I guess those really do exist.
Wow. Okay, so that's just a natural occurrence out there. It's not anything out of the ordinary.
Yes.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Good to know. If I
Mhm.
ever visit, I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
We also have these little creatures, which I was actually surprised about because I always thought these things were 2 feet tall, 1 foot tall, just based on the stories that I had heard. And then I newly found out that they're about 3 inches tall.
Okay.
And so these are called the duende.
Okay.
And duende is like what would be a dwarf for a gnome here.
Okay.
I kind of picture them with a hat. And I even asked my mom, she said, yeah, they wear some type of a hat. And
Okay.
sometimes have the beards or like you know, facial hair.
And where are these things found? Like, are we talking like the forest, like running around like gnomes, or are they like come into houses and stuff?
Forests,
Okay.
tall grass,
Oh,
rice fields,
okay.
dirt piles, which was a new thing for me, which I didn't know about either. And I said, well, maybe did I ever see any? And they're like, you probably thought it was a pile of dirt, but it probably wasn't. It
Wow.
was probably where they're living. So it's like, oh, okay.
It's crazy. So you never know what you're gonna run into out there.
No, I totally could have passed it. And some of their beliefs with that is if you're passing through rice fields, or sometimes the guys they'll have a late night out drinking, and they'll just pee anywhere.
Typical.
Before you do that, you have to say, "Excuse me, get out of the way," and just out into the
So just into the
out
darkness, you
into
have
the
to say
air,
it.
yeah, into the air
Okay.
somewhere. Somewhere like if you're throwing out hot water, you just throw it out there like an excuse me, because you never know if they're out there.
Right, right. So
And if they are,
your manners.
yeah, then I've heard like of people they feel like stones thrown at them.
Oh, so they retaliate.
Oh yeah, they will retaliate
Oh my gosh.
if something happens. One of the creepier stories though that I heard was my grandma again
Mm-hmm.
when she was younger. She said she was sleeping next to someone. I think it was either maybe an aunt or someone like that, some a family member. And like you could sometimes tell if people are sleeping next to you, but they're not really sleeping. They're just kind of pretending to sleep. And she said she felt that when she woke up just in the middle of the night. And she said that when she looked over, she saw the person just kind of still. Their eyes are kind of half open, but they're not moving at all. And she saw something move, so then she stopped and was just looking. And they said one of those little duende, about 3 inches
No.
high, was right there at that person's hair and pulling their hair out strand by strand
Oh my God.
and taking it from their head, walking down to this little hole in the wall and coming back out and just, yeah,
Wow.
just kept going and kept
Oh,
going
that's
and kept
crazy.
going. Yeah, so it was a crazy story. Like I could not. I'm
That's
like, you actually saw them.
that's wild. Could you imagine?
It's so unimaginable to me, but I
Right?
just, you
I
know,
know. Yeah, it is a little hard to believe, but it's like also if you put yourself in those shoes, like, what would you do? What
I
would
would be
you
the
do?
same. I would be the same way.
Would you
I would
freeze?
freeze.
You
I would
would?
freeze.
Yeah, I probably would too. I'd be like, it's like sleep paralysis, but you're like, oh
Yes.
my God.
Freeze though too, so I don't scare it away, so I can actually see what's happening.
Yeah,
You know,
valid
I want to
point.
see it.
Yeah. Wow.
My
That's
mom
wild.
also mentioned just briefly, and I don't know if it's true, but she said it is, because her relatives have told her that she had a duende friend when she was younger, but she vaguely remembers it. And I've heard that happens a lot with a lot of the beings
Right.
that anybody sees, is that they don't really remember. They have like this foggy memory
Right.
about it, but she said that her relatives remember her talking about this friend that she had, and it was a duende.
Wow, so that's kind of like here in the US, like where kids tend to have like imaginary friends as kids, but oftentimes as they grow up, a lot of times they're not remembering it. They're like, did that really happen? I remember there was somebody, a friend called this, but I don't remember them.
Yeah.
And so it's like the imaginary friends.
Yes.
So do they supposedly talk back, or are they nonverbal, or are they just like action?
Nonverbal. Yeah,
Okay,
she said that she just talked about playing.
okay.
She played all the time. It was a very friendly twin day, and it would come and visit her. And gosh, did she have a name for it? I can't even remember what the name was, but I think she did have a name for that
Wow.
little friend of hers.
Well, I guess as long as you're on its good side,
Yeah,
you're good
I'm
to
like, oh
go.
my gosh, I don't know.
Oh, those are some pretty cool things. Do you have a favorite like legend or story from family? Do you have a favorite one that's like just resonated with you that just stuck with you more than the others?
Yes, and it was actually a newer one of mine that I was like, I have to know every detail of this story. And this is another being, and it's called the capre, or it's a giant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a giant type.
You're on.
Yeah, and they're called capre, or giants.
Okay.
And what they're known to do is live in trees,
Okay.
which I don't understand how they can, because they're about like a first story building tall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are like what, like 8 to 10 feet
Yes.
tall? Okay.
Which I'm like, maybe they're like Bigfoot. Like that's our
Right.
Bigfoot, but
Okay.
over there, you know.
Right. That makes sense.
But I don't think our Bigfoot smokes cigars. That's a very common trait among these.
So the giants out there
Okay.
smoke, so they're sophisticated.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then that's how you sometimes know when they're in the trees at night, because you see this like orange ball of light just kind of,
Oh,
in and
wow.
out when they're inhaling their cigars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So apparently, while we were talking about scary stories and stuff, one of the grandmothers said, "Oh, my daughter has a story with one. She was abducted." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" You know?
Yeah.
And she
Like
said,
kidnapped?
"Yes."
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, "Wait, yeah, yeah. Now I need to hear everything."
Yeah.
So apparently, if they like you, and
Uh,
not in a like not in any like way that we would think of that's really threatening, but you know, if they just like you, even
okay.
as a friend, even if they just want to playmate.
Okay, so like an innocent porn.
Yes,
Okay,
very innocent.
gotcha.
Yeah, so she was outside taking her shower because you know some of the places in the province have the outdoor showers instead. So she was out there, and I guess like he liked her. Maybe he's known her for a while because he's lived in that tree for a while.
Sure.
And she just disappeared one day. After the shower, she was just gone.
What?
And they all went all over the place looking for her. They sent people out and nothing.
What?
And then I'm not sure how word got back, but they realized she was abducted. I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, I'm guessing it was probably because he wasn't in the tree anymore.
Right, okay.
And so he had taken her to his den,
Oh my
which apparently he
gosh.
had too.
Wow.
And so the only way they were getting any information once this was known is they had to go get somebody, like a witch doctor. The monk of Hulam came back because they know how to speak giant.
Wow.
And so they're translating through the giant what's being said, and he was telling them, don't worry about her, she's safe, I'm taking care of her.
Wow.
And they were begging, like, please, can we just have her back? We just want her back, and the giant just said that he doesn't want anything, and so they were offering stuff. So with the witch doctor, all she was doing was just talking nicely, just begging, but nicely begging for her daughter back. And what the witch doctor said, like the message from the capre was, just be patient and she'll be back. Okay. And so that's all they were given.
Wow.
And that's the message they were given. So, I mean, they had nothing else to do but wait. And just wait.
Wow, how nerve-wracking as a parent.
Yes.
Just sit and wait.
And they're just telling you, just wait. And so they waited patiently. And then the next day, like 24 hours later, she just came walking back home. Walking back home like
what?
Nothing ever happened.
Did she have a recollection of what actually happened?
That's the thing. I mean, to me, it sounded similar to like an alien abduction.
Yeah.
Because she had no recollection. She had no memory. She couldn't even tell you anything that she did.
So did she even realize she'd been missing for like that time span?
She was just kind of like, they said when she arrived, she was kind of dazed and
like
just a little confused and not really knowing where she was, what happened, and then just
that's terrifying.
Nothing.
Wow. And again, that's something that you knew.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. See, you had me at like it was a beautiful island paradise. But
yeah, I forgot I said that.
now I'm like a little rethinking my thoughts about visiting.
And those are only on one of the islands.
Okay.
All those stories. One island.
And each island kind of has a collection of its own, like
yes, and their own collection of just beings and what happens.
Wow. That's really wild.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this doesn't hinder your want or desire to go, right?
No, not at all.
No problem.
Oh yeah, no, I will always go there.
It
is a beautiful place, so please visit.
Yes. Just make sure you excuse yourself in the open air.
Yes.
And don't go by tall trees.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Cool. I love it.
And make sure you tap the witch's back.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Anybody that bumps into you guys, tap back, please, for your own safety.
I should make that shirt.
Oh.
Tap back.
Yeah, heck yeah. I would rock it for sure. Wow, you shared so many amazing, crazy, like you said, fantastical stories today that it gives you a lot to think about, and especially as a writer, it kind of gives you ideas of what to kind of put in and play within upcoming things for this fall spooky season. So I thank you so much for that. I had a great time talking with you, as I always do. You're always amazing.
Always.
It's always a fun conversation with this one.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, and hopefully we'll have you back again in the future.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.